Hi all, I'm Priyanka from Team Automation Loop. So today I'm going to present a solution which is CoAID app and aid against COVID-19. So I will quickly jump onto the problem statement. During this pandemic, many people have been infected and recovered from COVID-19 and their antibodies can help other patients to recover. How? By donating plasma. Plasma is a pale liquid part of a blood. 90% of plasma is water, but remaining 10% circulates throughout the body, supplying proteins, minerals, and most importantly, antibodies. But not all can donate a plasma. There are a lot of checks to be eligible as a plasma donor. On an average, 3 out of 10 people are eligible to donate a plasma. As there are a lot of patients who need the plasma during this pandemic and it is really difficult to find a plasma donor. Also seeking for the plasma within your network, asking them to share the requirement of plasma in their network, or by going to the blood bank to check the availability of plasma. So this process is bit time consuming as there are a lot of mediator involved and it's not safe to visit the blood bank just to check the availability of plasma. So by considering all this problem, I have designed a solution. So the proposed solution is, as we got to know, the ratio of plasma donor is very less. So online plasma eligibility check can simplify the process and only eligible donor can visit the blood bank to donate a plasma. For a patient, the CoAID app shows the list of blood bank according to the requirement and availability of plasma. So this speed up the process of seeking plasma. Once the donor is eligible or a plasma is available as per the patient's requirement, CoAID app allows donor or a patient to book a slot to visit the blood bank near to their location. Upon slot booking, a donor or a patient and selected blood bank will get a mail notification with required details. As security concern and email verification must to proceed further with plasma donation and request process. So with this OTP verification, only verified patient or donor can have the accessibility. Also, the COVID app system ensures no any personal data is involved, such as phone number. The technologies involved for developing the COVID app is UiPath Studio, UiPath Apps, UiPath Data Service, and I have used Outlook and Gmail for sending an email notification. So what are the benefits of CoAID app? Easy to use, user-friendly UI and self-explanatory app, fast because there is no any mediator in between patient and donor, secured, email verified and no any personal data involved, requirement specific details. So CoAID app shows the blood bank list as per the requirement and nearby location to book the slot and to visit the blood bank. So let's understand how plasma donation process will work. When donor visit the app, donor should be verified with email OTP. Once donor is verified, donor can go through the eligibility test to proceed further. Once donor cleared the eligibility test successfully, donor will get the list of hospital or a blood bank near to his location to book the slot. Then donor can visit the blood bank to donate the plasma according to the selected blood bank and time. Now let's understand how COVID app will help patient to get a plasma. So first patient has to verify with email and upon successful verification, patient has to fill some details to find the plasma according to the requirement. Upon entering the details, patient will get the list of blood bank according to the availability, requirement and location nearby to book the slot. So that patient can book the slot and visit the blood bank to get the plasma. So let's go ahead and see the demo of CoAID app. So this is the home page of CoAID app with two buttons to initiate the plasma donation or a request process for patient and donor, some information that how CoAID app works, and few links to understand the mission and connect further with CoAID app. Now let's see how plasma donation process works for eligible donor. When donor want to donate a plasma, can visit the app and navigate by clicking on donor button for eligibility test. Every donor has to complete the eligibility test to proceed with slot booking process, but before that, donor has to be verified with email OTP verification. And for email verification, donor has to enter the email ID and click on send OTP, and OTP will send to the donor's email ID to verify. Upon successful verification, donor has to enter few details for eligibility test. So here I'm entering the details that will consider the donor as eligible. And here donor has to enter the PIN code. Upon submitting the request, donor will get notified that his detail has been registered in the system. And in the backend, PIN code will get mapped with the city, and all the blood bank available in that city will get listed, so that donor can select the blood bank according to his choice and desired date and time, and can book the slot. As we can see that the list of blood bank available here according to the PIN code entered by donor. Now donor can go ahead and select the blood bank and the date and the slot, and can book the slot to visit the blood bank. Upon successful slot booking, donor will get notified to visit with the blood bank details and selected date time. Also, an email notification will get triggered for a donor and selected blood bank on their email ID. The plasma donation request has been submitted, and visit the blood bank on the selected date and time. Similarly, the blood bank will get notification with required donor's detail. So let's see the plasma donation process for ineligible donors. So donor want to donate a plasma, but the donor is not eligible. So donor has to complete the email verification process by entering his email ID. An email with OTP will get triggered donor to enter OTP and verify himself. Upon successful verification, donor can enter his detail. Now this time we'll enter the criteria which will not consider the donor as eligible. Upon submitting the request, donor will get notified that you are not eligible to donate a plasma. So now let's see how plasma request process works for the patient. When a patient needs a plasma, can request by selecting patient, and patient has to verify himself with email OTP verification. Send OTP. OTP will send to patient's email ID. Let's get the OTP from here. Patient to enter OTP and verify himself. The patient has successfully verified. Upon successful verification, patient can submit his requirement by filling these details. The area PIN code, the patient's blood group, and the plasma requirement in ml. In the backend, CoAID app will map the PIN code entered by patient with the city to search the blood bank within that city. From that blood bank list, bot will check which blood bank can fulfill the patient's requirement of blood group and plasma. Then the blood bank that matches the patient requirement will get listed here to allow the patient to book the slot at desired date and time. So patient to select the blood bank which is available from this list and select the date and slot and can book the slot. Upon successful slot booking, patient will get notification with selected blood bank name and booked slot over a mail. Also, the selected blood bank will get email notification with required details of patients. Now let's see when patients need a plasma, but patients select the slot which is more than 15 days from the current date. If the selected date is more than 15 days, the bot will not allow patient to book the slot. The patient can book the slot within the 15 days from the current date so that emergency need of plasma can be fulfilled at earliest. So to demonstrate, patient has to be verified with email. Send OTP. OTP will send to patient's email ID. Patient to enter the OTP and click on verify to verify the patient. Upon successful verification, patient can enter his requirement. Patient will get the list of blood bank to book the slot. So now this time patient has selected the slot which is more than 15 days from the current date, and patient has submitted the slot. The selected slot is more than 15 days, then patient will get notification to restart the process. Now let's see how bot works when email verification failed. So let's click on donor, and this time we will enter the donor's email ID to get the OTP, and can click on send OTP button, but this time we will not enter the correct OTP to verify, and the OTP is 6188. So let's enter the OTP that doesn't matches and click verify. So we can see that verification failed, invalid OTP, and please try again. Till now we have seen that how CoAID app will help donor to submit the request for plasma donation and can help to find a slot, and donor can visit the blood bank to donate a plasma. Similarly for patient, CoAID app will register the requirement of patient, and according to his requirement, CoAID app will allow patient to book the slot and visit the blood bank to get the plasma. So there are few links on the home page. When we click on this button, it will get redirected to the WHO site for COVID-19 details. Also in the bottom, we have a mission which is to bring the best of technology and automation to help fighting people against COVID-19. And there are few links to connect on social media. So I have used UiPath Studio to build the logic for donor eligibility criteria matching, requirement matching, and so on. UiPath Apps to design front end, UiPath Data Service to use as a backend to store the donor and patient detail, the whole blood bank list, PIN code, and city mapping. I have used Outlook to trigger a mail to donor and patient's mail ID. So I have used two Gmail accounts to receive the mail notification, one as a donor or patient's mail ID and other as a blood bank mail ID. That's all. Thank you so much for watching the video.